Hey guys, it's Jonathan with The Positive Pin. We are now at week number 43 of Project Positivity, and it is my honor to welcome Mr. Don Varney to be the recipient of this week's Positive Pin. Don, please accept this Positive Pin for your fantastic attitude. Now, for those of you who don't know, Don is a public speaker. He does motivational speaking. He's a business consultant, business coach, business strategist, has done a lot of things. He was a record-setting recruiter for the military, right? Yeah. So this man can speak. And I wanted to honor him and recognize his positive attitude because Don puts together regular meetings, network meetings, and introduces the community to a lot of other positive and influential people that you may not meet on a daily basis. So thank you for doing that, Don.
You're very welcome, Jonathan.
Is there anything that you would like to is there anything you'd like to tell our fans about how you've lived a positive life, some experiences that you have, or maybe a daily practice that you do to help you stay positive?
I think definitely we can look at a few things that's happened in my life. One, in 1972, I had the opportunity to become an Air Force recruiter, and I had to attend that school. And the thing that they didn't teach me was how to be a public speaker. They kind of forgot that, or I didn't read it when I was reading all of the description of the things I would be doing, and failed miserably in the first presentation as a public speaker. In fact, to the point that the sergeant at times said he really highly recommended that I pack my bags, get on the next plane, and leave immediately. He said, "You'll never, ever make it as a public speaker." And that was what a guy like me, a competitor like me, needs. You challenge me, I'm coming back with a vengeance. And that's what happened. I came back the next day and hung it in his ear, and the rest has been history. Well, the nice thing about that school is every single morning for 6 weeks, we walked and started every class of every day by saying, "Boy, am I enthusiastic." And that positive, that enthusiasm, that motivation that I lived with for those 6 weeks, 5 days a week, 6-7 hours a day, when I came out of that school, I was a changed man, and I understood the difference in how important having a positive attitude is to having a successful life.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's thoughts are things, and it's neat that you are the kind of person that gets challenged. Some people, when they're faced with a challenge, they buckle, but the ones that really seem to rise above take a challenge and hit it head on. So that's really, really neat. Do you have a daily practice that you do daily to say?
I do. I have different readings that I do. As you may know, I'm a Christian, so I try to look at biblical scripture as a part of my life, but I also look at things. I search things out that aren't necessarily like daily motivations and things that a lot of people will read those. But I'll watch even the news, and I'll try to observe something in that news that's got a negative twist, which would be like 99.9% of it. And then what I do is I start tearing it apart and start thinking, how could I make that better? What could I do to put a positive spin on what they just put a negative spin on? So what it does is it's been my gymnastic, my mental gymnastics of taking negative situations and turning them into positive. And that's what I've done over the last few years, of like 3 decades, of doing this speaking and consulting.
Yeah, that's when I was asked early on after I created the pin, how do you live a positive life, or how do you stay positive? And I said, it's just like exercising. You have to do it over and over again, and eventually it gets easier. And so people that have lived a positive life, doing it over and over daily, they find it easier to live a positive life. But if you have negative influences in your life, that first day it may be challenging, and the next day it may be challenging, but it will get easier. So guys, if you're interested in having Don come speak to you, he does have a website. It's
VarneySpeaks.com. And you can also get me at Don@VarneySpeaks on the email, or call me on my cell phone. I'll take a listen and talk to you. It's 210-241-3282. And be glad to help you in any way I can.
Thanks, I know you will. Guys, connect with us on our page if you're interested in getting a positive pin and sharing some positivity. Our webpage is www.positivepin.com. If you're interested in seeing more testimonials by positive, motivated people like Don, go to our blog. It's www.thinkpositiveblog.com, and we will see you next week, week number 44.